Within that of the Kingdom Hearts series and Kingdom Hearts 3 going into Phase 2, there are many mysteries and questions that have yet to be explained directly to the player and the viewers. However, thanks to the ground amount of lore and my extensive knowledge on the Kingdom Hearts series, I'm gonna do my best to explain these confusing points. The first episode was a huge success, dealing with how Roxas and Sora are still able to wield Keyblades. But today, we're going to tackle another popular question when it comes to how Sora's application of the power of waking was able to revive his friends, reset time, and led to his eventual disappearance. Welcome back to the mysteries of Kingdom Hearts Explained with HMK. The power of waking is indeed a very mysterious ability, but don't worry, I'm going to explain how its importance and application through Sora leads into Phase 2 of Kingdom Hearts and his disappearance. For more explanations on the Kingdom Hearts lore, be sure to like, favorite, share, and most important, subscribe to HMK and hit that bell to know when my Kingdom Hearts videos go live every week. And if you're confused by something, leave a comment in the comment section below and we'll tackle it together in a future video. So strap on in for the safety of hype, let's dive directly into the darkness. As a primer, let me explain exactly what the power of waking is described to be. The TLDR is that the power of waking is the power to awaken sleeping hearts from their slumber and put them back to where they're supposed to be. The power of waking also contains the ability in order to trace one's heart to reach a world connected to your own heart or a heart that's connected to yours. But this connected ability is a very slippery slope, as the power of waking is meant to traverse hearts in order to reach worlds, not to traverse worlds to reach hearts. This power was imperative on restoring certain members of the Guardians of Light leading up to the battle between the lights and the darkness, aka the Keyblade War at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, with the most notable being restoring Ventus from Sora's heart as he was still slumbering within his heart. It is when the heroes have 7 Guardians of Light where things turn for the worst when they approach the Keyblade Graveyard. Before they were able to clash with the 13, TARawson led a deadly assault which would end in the defeat of the Guardians of Light. Although their hearts were still intact and necessary to complete the Keyblade, the Guardians met their end. Or should I say, they almost did. Thanks to the connection between Kairi and Sora, Sora was able to keep himself intact for a good measure as he approached the final world. It is after completing himself that Sora took on the task in order to try and restore his fallen friends using the power of waking. After tracking down each one of their hearts, he was able to restore everyone to right before the battle began, which resulted in the loss of their lives. How exactly did something like that occur? Strangely enough, it is right before this that young Xehanort appears to Sora saying that he is misusing the power of waking, and that if he continues down this path, then he will pay a terrible price. The ultimate price. It is when Sora uses the power of waking for a final time to restore Kairi after her demise at Xehanort's hands that he pays the price and fades from existence into another world. But how exactly did Sora use the power of waking, and what is this price that had to be paid that led to his disappearance? Well, for starters, it should be known that within the Kingdom Hearts lore that the realms of sleep and the realms of death are very close to each other and that both can teeter leading to the final world. Using that idea, it wouldn't be unheard of for a power that is meant to reverse the effects of slumber to reverse the effects of death. It is Sora's use of the power of waking that puts these hearts of his fallen friends back to the way they were meant to be. Akin to the original intent of the power of waking, it is supposed to put sleeping hearts back to the way they were. However, Sora uses the power in the context to put the hearts of those who passed on back to the way they were. But since these hearts of the fallen don't have a body or an existence to go back to, in real time, the power of waking had to be strained in order to place these hearts back to a time where they were still living, thus resulting in the reversal of the flow of time. As Tetsuya Nomura elaborates, the power of waking is originally meant to be used to restore a sleeping heart to normal, but because it was used by Sora to strongly pull the hearts of Sora's friends back to the way they were, the effect caused a singularity and caused reality to be rewritten, that led to a tear in the fabric of time, in which the event where they were originally defeated never occurred. And it is due to the misuse of this power that led to Sora breaking a taboo of nature itself, thus resulting in him paying the price. as breaking the rules of time and rewriting time itself is a gigantic no-no. Many were confused on how exactly the power of waking was used to rewrite time, and what was the exact explanation on how Sora was able to bring his friends back to a time before they were defeated. And as I said, it was due to using the power of waking to force their hearts back to a time in which they existed, and thus putting their hearts back to the way they were, as originally meant for sleeping hearts to be put back to the way they were, thus labeled as the power of waking. I hope that answered a lot of questions, and I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to like, favorite, share, and most importantly subscribe to HMK for more Kingdom Hearts Explained and more Kingdom Hearts content every week. Big thanks to my Patreon supporters for helping making this video happen. If you want to find out how you can support HMK for just $1 a month, check out my Patreon info in the description box below. And if you have another element of Kingdom Hearts that you're confused about, leave it in the comments and we'll tackle it together in another video. Alright guys, until the next one, this has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.